What is going on, everyone? It's time for the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. This is the TNA review that I thought was gonna be up sooner, and it didn't happen. You know, thanks to football Sundays and ridiculous Saturdays. That's just how it happens. So, but we're here. We're here for you, nonetheless. If you need a shoulder to cry on because you missed us, well, we're here now. Definitely excited. This was a pretty good week of TNA. I felt like kind of starting some new stuff. It felt like um, I know. Well, let's jump into it, and then I'll get into my thoughts of the show as we get into it. Started off with a video package on the TNA GFW battle that we had last week, where TNA prevailed. Thank God. If they wouldn't have, it would have been over. It would have been over. I'm pretty sure I read on a news site that Jeff Jarrett is not the majority or the minority owner anymore. So maybe that was a way of writing him uh, away from TNA permanently, I guess. Just in a kind of storyline aspect, kayfabe aspect, I guess you could say too. Um, yeah, it was an interesting little video package. Any thoughts on that, or on the fact that Jeff Jarrett is not the minority owner anymore?
I mean, I I feel like in a way that was kind of a waste. I mean, it was cool to get a chance to see GFW. It was cool to see Jeff Jarrett again, but for fans that aren't like, you know, old school fans, if he didn't come back and just, sold his share, whatever, they wouldn't have known any different, you know. Um, but I'm like I said, I'm glad we got to see him again. I'm glad they kind of shed a little bit of light on another company, on more good talent that is out there. It's always good to kind of get exposed to different companies. You don't want to um, just watch the same thing over and over again. I mean, it's like watching the same TV show every day and never, watching anything else, or, you know, having the same sandwich every day. You want some variety. So it's cool that we got to actually see a new company coming out. Um, Hopefully that will get some sort of TV deal from something. But
Yeah, I agree. I want to. They're doing TV tapings but don't have a TV deal, which sounds weird. So I'm hoping they can find their sea legs. I guess I don't know why I've been saying that a lot recently. I said it in the last review too, so or the last football video I think. So hopefully they can get their sea legs. It's gonna be my thing from now on. I think that's where I'm going. That's the direction I'm heading. Next we get a team TNA promo with the roster kind of outside of the ring, kind of, hooray, we won. Dixie says, Drew, you led this team brilliantly, and I want to say thank you. Drew says, we all love professional wrestling, and TNA is our platform. Everyone in this ring and around this ring, we are all equals. Whenever there's a fight, we will always overcome. When called upon, we will always stand up. Dixie announces that it's going to be a five-man number one contenders match that ended up being elimination, which I was glad about. To take and the winner will take on EC3 for the World Heavyweight Championship at BFG if he can beat Rockstar tonight. Because there was a number one contenders match that at this point we didn't know about, but I might as well fill you in while we can. She then calls out EY for kind of being a traitor. EY comes out. He says, "You're gonna punish me now. You're gonna get rid of me." I I laughed literally out loud when he said this. I have an ironclad contract with TNA. All I could think about is the Big Show storyline when Big Show had that ironclad, which I guess he technically still does, had that ironclad contract when he was just doing what he wanted. And I'm like, did they have to say those words specifically? They could have said anything but ironclad, and I would have been happy. But he says he has an ironclad contract with TNA Wrestling. There's nothing you can do about it. Dixie says, I won't do anything but I don't know about those around this ring. As EY kind of looks around a little scared, and then she calls out the Sarge. She says, "There is one man who really wants to get at you," and she didn't say it like that, but somewhat. Sarge comes out. Dixie says, "You'll get your chance, and everyone outside of this ring will get their chance to make sure this is a fair fight." Basically, kind of setting up a lumberjack match for the next match on the card. Any thoughts on the Team TNA promo? The matches that we had set up out of it? Anything like that?
Um, it's I like that it kind of set up the lumberjack match that actually turned out to be a good lumberjack match. The lumberjacks actually did their job. You know, but I was just laughing at the way uh, EY says iron because he doesn't say iron, he says iron, and I'm like, Canadian. I'm sorry to anyone who's Canadian. I am not making fun of you. I'm making fun of EY. It's different. It's different. Um, but yeah, I really hope and pray this is the end of this storyline with EY and the Sarge. And I thought he was one of the ones that signed with GFW, but I could have been wrong about that.
I can't remember. It was a big, a nice little chunk of them. It was like two or three people that signed, which is not really a nice little chunk, but it was like two or three. Um,
It was
it,
a
it was a
nice
lot
little
more than I
chunk.
expected. I guess I could say. I feel like because I know it was like Rude, Magnus, and might have been Aries or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but eh, I don't know. And I'm surprised they didn't do anything with that. Um, because within that storyline, it would have made a little bit more sense to do something with that. But anyway, we got Eric Young versus Chris Melendez in a lumberjack match. Melendez hits the sunset flip for two, trying to get rid of EY quickly. EY then starts to dominate. The Sarge tries to get it going, but thrown into the corner. Post to the shoulder area, slowing him down. Alley oop reversal. And Melendez hits the bubble bomb. Shout out to his trainers there. EY hits Melendez with the leg, the prosthetic leg, not his leg. The pile driver attempt ends up taking him. The he goes for a pile driver, but then he decides to take him up top. He's like, I'm not done with this guy yet. I got some extra stuff that needs to happen. So he takes him up top. Melendez fights back. We get a drop kick from the top rope for the win by Chris Melendez. I thought that was kind of cool to see like one of those more simple moves for the Sarge to win. This was a pretty good match, and I noticed I didn't hit on it during my breakdown of the match, but when the guys were outside of the ring, they kind of got thrown back into the ring instead of beat down and whatnot. No more beat down clan, so there's no more beating down in TNA. There's none at all. Any thoughts on the lumberjack match?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was mentioning before. It was actually a traditional kind of lumberjack match. Where they actually threw them back in, which is what you're supposed to do in a lumberjack match, basically. Um, I thought this was a pretty good match. Like I said, I hope this is the end of this feud. Just because he got his leg back. Like, what are you gonna do? Try to steal it again? Because if you try to steal that again, you need help. You need a hobby if you are trying to steal somebody's prosthetic leg multiple times. It's just no. Um, but I am curious to see what they do with EY and with Sarge right now after this. But um, good opening match though. I liked it.
As my mic being stupid, the microphone being dumb, because for some reason the plug and the outlet it don't like each other, and that's fine. But like I was saying, I would like to see the Sarge get a Bound for Glory match with someone. I don't know if it'll be with EY. Reason I'm saying that is because professional wrestling, is one of his dreams. I feel like him getting a pay-per-view match would like really, really like kind of fulfill that dream like fully. Um, he's already fulfilling it, but I feel like he could probably put on a good match with someone. Someone. I don't know who, but I feel like maybe not with this feud because please let's not. I don't need this feud anymore in my life. EY has shown he is a top contender. I do not need him fighting over legs. I just don't. I just don't need. But anyway, we got the dolls telling stories about the pain they inflicted on the beautiful people. Um, and Terrell kind of mentions all the girls and says, "Are you my favorite?" No, you're not my favorite. And then goes to Jade, and Jade ends up being the favorites, and you could see in the facial expressions that the other dolls were not happy about Jade being the favorite. So I don't know if they're kind of trying to do some dissension in the dollhouse, or if that's just like one of those things that gets them motivated. I'm wondering about this storyline, how it's going to go. Actually, there was another Bound for Glory match that surprised me, and I'll get to that later on if I remember to talk about it. Um, any thoughts though on this?
Um, I was surprised that I can hear my echo. That's weird. That's not what I was surprised about. I was surprised that in the storyline now, Jade is the favorite. I would have thought, you know, fucking what's her name there,
Rebel?
Rebel. That one. I kept thinking Marty, and I was like, no, not Marty. Uh, I would have thought Rebel would have been the favorite because she was the new one that was, brought in to, while Taryn was injured. So it's like, okay, what? It just doesn't. It logically doesn't make sense. Um, eh, so I'm curious too to see, what's if they're trying to build dissension. Um, what's kind of going on with this?
Agreed. The interesting factors continue to build with this dollhouse every week. Next we got Jeff Hardy and EC3 backstage. He says, do what I say so you can get paid, basically. If I tell you hit Spud, you hit Spud. He says, remember, if you don't do what I say, you're fired. And Lashley says, basically, he's going to earn his spot for the TNA World title. Any thoughts on any of those things?
Ah, I dropped you guys. I'm sorry. I dropped you guys. My bad. Um, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Um, not really. The suit got to go. It has to go. It just That's really all I could focus on during this segment was that hideous suit. I mean, you know, if Rockstar Spud can't rock it, nobody should. And DJ's walking around and he's looking for some. Oh, and he sat back down. Oh wait, nope, he didn't. Nope, it looks. Oh wait, what is he doing? Lunges? What the hell is he doing? I don't understand what's going on
Had
here.
to get that exercise in.
Oh,
Had to get
okay.
that had to get that exercise in. All right. What's next? Yeah, the suit. It's growing on me. I'm gonna be honest. The suit is growing on your boy. The more I see it, the more excited I get. I think Jeff's pulling it off. He's pulling that suit off. He's pulling it off. Like that's one of those homecoming. It's homecoming season here at the college, so I feel like that's one of them homecoming suits he could put on. Anyway, next we got Jade versus Gail Kim, and I'm gonna give you this match for the Knockouts title. Give you this match as I reposition myself.
Yeah. So we got Jade versus Gail Kim. Um, for some reason, I noticed and pointed out in my head that it was Asian versus Asian, which shouldn't matter about anything, but I was like, did they do that on purpose? Um, but this was a good match. I like Marty and Jade in the dollhouse. I don't know that I like either of them really in the ring that much. Jade looked better in the ring this week, but there's still something about her that I don't know. It's a little bit awkward. She's not as kind of smooth and fluid as I would like her to be. Some of the things that she does just look weird. Their stomps, especially after the match, when they attacked her, their stomps just look weird because they're so stiff, and it's like I don't know. But I did like this match. Gail Kim didn't completely overpower her and make her look bad. She looked strong in this match against Gail Kim. So Gail Kim didn't totally John Cena somebody, which is cool. Usually the top star, John Cena's somebody, but she didn't. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna make you look good. I'm gonna make you look good because there's no Gail Kim glass ceiling. You can break through. You can. Um, she doesn't wear bright colored shirts. She doesn't preach hustle, loyalty, and respect, and then kind of be a douche on Total Divas. She doesn't. You know. Um. Sorry. That was a sneaky little rant there that I didn't even know was going on right now. But I like this match. They're obviously building up a match for Bound for Glory, so that's going to be exciting to see what what goes down. With Taryn Terrell's broken hand.
It's broken, man. It's broken.
It's
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 broken. We all know.
it's
We all
it,
know it's broken. Come on, high fives, man. High fives. It's all. It's all that happened. It's broken. Um, but you trying to tell me you don't like the Asian on Asian crime right now? Come on, Asian
I
on Asian crime rate in TNA. Come on.
I didn't say I didn't like the Asian on Asian. I'm just saying I noticed it. And I was like, I see what you doing, TNA. I see what you doing.
So you telling me I wasn't watching New Japan?
No, you were not watching New Japan. It was
Okay.
close.
Oh,
But
okay. Okay. But I like this match. I like Jade for some reason. I don't know if it's because she's Asian. I'm supposed to like her because Asians are good wrestlers, but you know, can't believe I just said that. Um, I like this match though. I like her little cannonball, how she holds her hand like that. And obviously, it makes her go faster when she does it. So I think she missed it in this match though. You never noticed that? It happens. It happens. The sit down power bomb was epic, but I'm just a big fan of power bombs when you sit down. It's just a DJ thing. But yeah, I enjoyed this match. What surprised me though after the match with the attack and whatnot, Kong came out to kind of face off Gail Kim, and we're gonna have a Gail Kim Awesome Kong match at Bound for Glory. Why? I cried a little bit when I heard this news. I wanted the Taryn Terrell Gail Kim saga to continue at Bound for Glory because obviously the broken hand's gonna be better. Give us some time. I was just surprised that it was Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong at BFG. Any thoughts on that?
when does Brooke get her rematch?
I
Brooke,
was thinking about that too. I was like, what about Brooke? Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about that too.
I mean, I had forgot that she lost the title, and then when Gail Kim came out, I was like, what?
Alrighty, so let's continue. We got Rockstar Spud. He's backstage. He says a bunch of stuff is going on in his mind. he says for some reason it always comes full circle between me and EC3. I go to the X division, he goes to the world title, and we still end up facing off against each other. He says he talks about Jeff Hardy for a little bit and says, Jeff, regardless of your problems, I want to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion more. Yeah, that was that was Spud. Getting ready for his title match, which surprised me. I mean, I know Spud is the main event, main event player and whatnot, but it just really surprised me that he was the number one contender. It felt random to me. It felt random. Actually, no, it didn't. I forgot. It was from. But wait, but it was from last week. The whole altercation they had last week. But still, does that warrant him getting a world title match? I mean, I love Spud. Don't get me wrong. And Spud EC3 is one of the greatest things I've seen in my life. But, and I know you're gonna say something ridiculous. Go ahead.
And your next TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Rockstar Spud. Even though he was cheated out of the title. Cheated, I tell you.
He was most certainly not cheated. The better man. The better man. The undefeated, undisputed, undeniable,
Cheater.
unbreakable
Cheater.
Michael. I mean
Logan?
EC3. EC3.
Oh.
He did it. No. I was excited for this match though because Spud and EC3 have some good chemistry together. I feel like they do some good stuff together. Let's continue. We got Kenny King versus Tigre Uno for the X Division title. A lot of these matches tonight felt random, but I was fine with it. I didn't cry. I didn't break out in the mad tears. I was completely fine. I feel like a lot of these matches were kind of random, but they were pretty good. Kenny King overpowering Tigre Uno. Uno tries to go for some sort of Uno Mas. That's what I heard. That's what he said. He said Uno Mas. I don't know what he was going for, but all I remember was Uno Mas. He tries to go, but it's not happening. The drop kick gets it going for Tigre Uno. That nice little lifting drop kick. Good stuff. Springboard corkscrew to the outside by Uno. Springboard gets caught by the round kick by Kenny King for two. Beautiful round kick. Great sell and everything. I liked it. Tilt the World Gutbuster by King for two. Liked. King flips off with a turnbuckle, but gets caught with the cross body. Uno gets caught with a spinning backbreaker into an exploder. I like that exploder. That exploder, it's one of my favorite wrestling moves, man. Exploder is a nice move for two by Kenny King. Get the corner double knees, reverse into a six tornado DDT. Springboard splash for the win by Tigre Uno. And they did mention that Tigre Uno, one of his idols, was Rey Mysterio. So I see why they're using the springboard splash more, but I don't know. I miss the Sabretooth splash, even though he he, he messes it up at times. I miss it. So. Any thoughts on the X Division title match? I thought it was pretty good. I was kind of expecting maybe Kenny King to win tonight for some reason.
No. No.
No thoughts, or you weren't expecting Kenny King to win?
Kenny King is not going to win any titles until he decides whether he is a face or a heel. He has to decide. He can't be both. There's no neutral.
You can't be a tweener?
No. He has to pick one or the other. But I like this match. It was good. I kind of wanted it to be like a triple threat or something because I don't know.
Yeah, you were missing Grado, right? You was hoping Grado would come in,
I was.
cash in that Feast of Fire briefcase he found from he found that Magnus gave him.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping that he's in the Ultimate X match. That's coming up because there's gonna be an actual Ultimate X match. I will believe it when I see it, but they say it's gonna happen. And Grado's gonna be in it. He's gonna be there. Guarantee it. He has to be because it's Grado. And why wouldn't you have Grado? It's gonna be Grado. It's gonna be Spud, and it's gonna be Mandrews. Yep.
I'm excited for that Ultimate X match, though. I'm glad they put it on Bound for Glory. It feels a little bit more special because we haven't seen one in a little bit. I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. Alrighty, so next we get a video package on the Spud EC3 saga that has, that kind of went away for a little bit. Now it's back for a second, at least for tonight. I like this because it did kind of show the paths that they've been on. How Spud kind of, um, he was kind of the lackey, kind of, the guy with the spiffy suits, back in the day. It was kind of cool to kind of relive that a little bit, especially if you were around for it. You're kind of like, oh yeah, I remember when Spud was that guy. Any thoughts on that? I'm gonna grab my charger before my computer goes dead because it's been on 10% for like 10 minutes now.
No. Hmm. Thinking about, do I have thoughts? Do I have thoughts? I don't have thoughts, and I can't hear. There we go.
Of course. The one time I have to run and get my charger from all the way across the room, you had to not have any thoughts. You had to, right? You hit the freaking call. I don't know if you still hear me anymore. Typical, typical, typical Case E with an E. I figured out why you put KC and then you put another E. I figured it out today or just now. I figured it out just now as I was thinking about that. But we're back. We're back. No need to fear. DJ Dollar Bill is here. All right, let's do it. Let's continue. We got EC3 going up against the only rock star in professional wrestling, Rockstar Spud, for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. EC3 pie faces Spud after going for the handshake. Spud comes back with the chops and the kicks. Spud using the speed in the corner. EC3 taken to the outside. Get the flipping dive by Spud. Love the flipping dive. Nice work, Spud. Flying forearm to EC3. Kind of looking like AJ Styles with that. Did you see that? Did you draw the comparison? I hadn't seen a flying forearm in a minute. And TNA, and little guy, little young fella. I was just thinking, maybe an AJ Styles little tribute right there. Maybe it was just a random forearm. You think? Okay, I mean, whatever. He tries to go for the underdog, but it's reversed into a sit down power bomb from the roll up reversal. And then we get the one percenter reversed by the biting of the hand. Nice little unique reversal by Spud. Insecurities to EC3. EC3 comes back with the TKO facebuster. Then he hits the one percenter for the win. And I thought about it, and I thought, Casey said something about Rockstar Spud being cheated. From what I remember, this was actually a clean victory.
Cheated.
Clean victory by the undefeated, undisputed, unbreakable, undeniable, greatest world Ethan Carter the third. So
Ethan cheated the third.
He didn't though. He didn't. I like what you did there, but he didn't. He won as clean as a whistle, which whistles aren't really that clean.
Yeah, think about it. Whistle, because he's a cheater.
No, but he won as clean as Mr. Clean. So any thoughts on this match? Any thoughts?
If he was a cheater, because he cheated. By the way, what you said before, sir, is incorrect. He is not the only rock star in professional wrestling. Chris Jericho is in a little band called Fozzy. Okay? Jeff Hardy was in a band. I don't know if he's still in a band.
I,
It
I
was
I was saying because his name is Rockstar, he's the only true Rockstar. Because I mean, you don't call him Rockstar Chris Jericho or Rockstar Star Jeffrey
I do.
Nero Hardy, Jeffrey Nero.
Real fans do. The creatures call him that. Yeah.
They don't. They don't
And the
though.
Jerichoholics. Moving on.
Moving on. I thought you had more thoughts. You didn't. You tricked me. All right. After the match, EC3 says, Tyrus, heart punch this guy. Just kind of add insult to injury to Spud. He says, assume the position, please. Jeffrey Hardy, I want you to end his career. Give him the twist of fate. I didn't know the twist of fate could end a career. But you never know. He might hit it with such passion and such twisting of the fate that it might just twist his fate. I'm just saying. I don't know. He says no way. He says no, no, no. Says EC3, you want to get fired? How about Tyrus and I in your career? Matt Hardy comes out. He gets clubbed down by Tyrus, and he says, EC3 says, assume the position. I don't know why he has to say assume the position every time he wants someone to get beat up, but he does. So assume the position. He says, hit him right now. Talking to Jeff Hardy. Um, Jeff Hardy's like, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Low blow to Tyrus by Matt. Then Jeff punches EC3, and they leave. Um, leave in some somewhat happiness, but somewhat like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired. Any thoughts on this?
Um,
Any thoughts on Jeffrey Nero Hardy?
uh, well, I remember back in the day when the Twist of Fate was Matt Hardy's signature move. Um, now apparently, Matt doesn't get anything special. He doesn't get his own move. He doesn't get his own music. He got to share everything with Jeff. Not cool. It's not cool. He has to share that suit with Jeff. He they switch off. He wears it every other day. But yeah, that's really all the thoughts that I could accept for assume the position. So if you could assume the position, that would be. I don't know what is the position like. It was. Did they have a meeting before the show to explain what the position
It's
is?
it's a personal servant thing. Only the personal servants of the world know what the position is. But
Oh, okay. Because I was in the dark there. I didn't know.
that's what it is. All right. So next, EC3 is backstage. He says, "I hope your creatures are coming to the soup kitchen later, because I'm calling you out. I'm going to fire you." EC3 is fired up for this promo. Any thoughts on EC3? Maybe firing Jeff Hardy. Maybe he might cut him some slack. Maybe.
You can't cut. You can't fire the charismatic Enigma. You can't do it because he'll just go to WWE and get paid more. I mean, come on now. Uh, or another promotion that'll pay him more. Come on now. Come on, EC3. Think. Ah, but I don't know. Later on, when he did come out, I kind of wanted, or I don't know if I wanted, but I expected Dixie to come out and do something.
I know what you expected. You expected Willow to come out with the umbrella and the mask.
Yes, that's exactly what I expected. And then Willow versus Sting.
Yeah, then Sting comes back, and we get Willow versus Sting. If Jeff Hardy goes to WWE, we gotta get Willow versus Sting WrestleMania 32. Come on, let's do it.
Willow versus Sting versus Undertaker. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Next, we got the Revolution promo, and you know what that means? That means more Mahabali Shera, baby. That's what that means. I think this might be the most exciting part of the podcast when I get to quote word for word Mahabali Shera. It might be. But Storm comes out and he says, I've lost faith in a lot of things. One of those is faith in humanity. Without me, a lot of people would still be lost. It seems that there's people that can't get the job done. He looks at, I think it was Manic. Here he says, Koya, you will face the man of the revolution. And then Abyss tells Storm to shut up. The monster is back. Abyss says, I am no longer one of your pathetic sheep followers. This monster stands in no man's shadow. Storm comes back and says, without me, you are worthless. Abyss says, I am a TNA original. Original. And I was like, wait, what? What's the second original mean? Is it like the All American American? Okay. And once I put it in that context, I was like, okay. So Abyss is a TNA original. Original. He says, I helped build this place from the ground up because he was in the X Division. You didn't make me. I made the monster Abyss. And if you ever lay your hands on me again, I'm going to kick your butt, he says, your butt, all the way back to Tennessee. He says, I'm done. So he leaves. And then, Storm's like, you can't leave. I made you, blah, blah, blah. And then he turns to Manic, and Manic says, what's his name? I mean, Storm says, what's his name? And Manic says, his name is Mahabali. Storm pushes him down. He says, what's his name? His name is Mahabali. Storm pushes him down again. He says, his name is Mahabali Shera. He says, you didn't make him. You didn't make him, and you didn't make me. He takes the mask off, and we get TJP chants, which I thought was a really cool moment. I thought that was really cool. My only thing about that part in particular is I liked it, but for some weird reason, TJ Perkins after the fact was complaining about the fact of taking the mask off. And from what I've heard in the past from TJ Perkins is he's always wanted to take the mask off. So now that he has the mask off, he's like, well, it's just weird to me that he's always wanted the mask off, but now that the mask is off, he's complaining about it. And I think he was more complaining about the continuity with TNA, where I think they mentioned, or they're gonna mention, that this was like the first time he took the mask off, where technically it isn't. So I think that's what his real issue was. But Mahabali Shera comes out and he says, "Storm, revolution over. You want to fight? I will fight you live now." Storm says, "You want to go right now? Let's go. You know what? We fight on my time. Sorry about your family," he says. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad we got that quote back because I was missing it. That sorry, not sorry crap he was going with, it wasn't working for me. So I'm glad he said that. So even though we're not going to have him for much longer, but still. Um, you know, so any thoughts on liking to dance or liking to fight?
Um, I thought this was the best segment of the night. I liked how it went down. I, anyway, I was surprised that that they all they all quit the revolution at the same time. It's usually one and then another and then another. They usually don't all quit on one night. So I was surprised that both Abyss and Manic, abandoned Storm the same night. Um, I'm wondering what they're gonna do with Abyss now. They can do a lot with TJ Perkins, so I'm excited to see what they do with him. I'm kind of excited to see, him as TJ Perkins, not him as Manic or him as Suicide. Just kind of see him because he is a really good wrestler. If you've watched his matches, he's really good in the ring. If you've watched him in any other promotions, because he does wrestle for a couple other promotions as well. I feel like this will give it a chance to kind of show what he can do and show him, not these characters that he kind of portrays, Manic or Suicide. Um, so I'm excited about that. And then Mahabali Shera or Jinder Mahal, whatever you want to call him.
No, 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 no. Jinder Mahal does not like to dance. He does not like to fight.
He
Well,
does like
he might like to fight, but he does not like to dance.
he likes to dance. He likes
And
to
he
dance on
he
your face.
and he will not fight you live now. he he won't.
I mean, well, if he got a contract again, he probably would.
Yeah. All right. Next we go backstage with Galloway, Eddie Edwards, and Davey Richards. They talk about being no longer teammates, we're opponents. Good luck, guys. Little short little promo, kind of saying we're all alone tonight, but it's it's for a big prize. Then we go backstage with the Hardys. Matt's apologizing for getting Jeff in this spot. He says he feels responsible. He says if Jeff says if he wants to fire me, well, he'll have to fire me. I don't know if he said that exactly, but Jeff Hardy said some crazy things, so that might have been what he said. Any thoughts on the Hardys or used to be Team TNA?
It's still Team TNA. They're just fighting for a bigger prize. Um, I the only thing that I didn't like is I felt like we knew who was gonna who was gonna win the match. You kind of figured, like, it was painfully obvious who was gonna be the next number one contender and who's gonna be the next world heavyweight champion. I mean, he's been, it's Drew Galloway after Rockstar Spud, of course, because
Spud
Spud,
already lost tonight. He's back of the line.
no, he was cheated, so he's gonna get a rematch. It's gonna, what's gonna happen?
All right. All right. Anyway, I like to move on. So
I like to move on. I like to dance. I like to move on.
next we got Bram with slightly different music. The same music, but it had the scream was a little bit earlier. Was interesting. We got Eddie Edwards, we got Davey Richards, Drew Galloway, and Lashley all battling for the coveted spot to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Um, I, I'm somewhat confused about this Bram situation because I think we went through the whole Bram um, situation, the thing that happened not too long ago, and supposedly him being suspended. And I feel like that's what the tape shows. That's why the tape shows confuse me at times because you're keeping up with the Joneses, but then the Joneses are kind of behind. Didn't work the way I expected it to work. So I'm gonna continue and go into this match. Actually, I'm gonna give you this match because I think you deserve since you like to dance and you like to fight, you deserve this match. I think.
The Joneses. That was a weird analogy that crashed and burned. But anyway, uh, we have the number one contenders match. We got the Wolves. We got Bram for some reason randomly because why not? Uh, we got Drew Galloway, and we got Lashley. I did like this match in general. I felt like I said, it was a little bit too predictable because, for one, there definitely weren't gonna put the belt right back on Lashley. I mean, he's had it, for a while there. It was kind of a hot potato between him and then uh, Bobby Roode and then him and then whoever else was kind of in the main event scene at that time. Um, I don't, I couldn't see them really giving it to Bram just because Bram was kind of randomly thrown into this whole situation. He hadn't really been doing anything substantial for a while there. And the Wolves, I didn't think they would break them up because their tag team division again is kind of lacking. Um, they need to start building that up again. Um, and then you got Drew Galloway, who was the captain of Team TNA. You know, he stands up for wrestling. He's Scottish. So clearly he gonna be the next champion. You know, it makes sense. It does. Thoughts on this match?
Um, well, first off, Drew Galloway has to beat the undisputed, undefeated, undeniable, unbreakable, undeniable, undefeated. Oh, I already said them. Anyway, I like this match. I liked that it was elimination. What was surprising to me about this match um, was that Bram got eliminated first. The reason I'm saying that is Bram was kind of the surprise factor of the fifth member last week, so I expected him to go a little bit farther in this match. Maybe it ended up being him and Drew Galloway at the end. Um, it's kind of weird seeing Bram as somewhat of a face. He hasn't said anything, but like it's just weird because we've seen him as this this heel for such a long time, and even with the Mr. Anderson feud, he was a heel. So I'm kind of interested to see where they're going to go with this. If he's going to continue to be a heel or a face or what's I don't know what's going on with Bram, but I like this match nonetheless. I thought it was a good match, and I expected the Wolves not to win just because they're tag champions. Um, so, but this was a good match though. I liked it. It had some good stuff in it. I like 5-way matches, especially when it's elimination. I think the elimination aspect adds a little bit more to it. Um, I don't know. I definitely liked it though. The when Drew Galloway and Lashley were in the ring alone, I thought it was a pretty cool little moment there. Those two working together, I thought was pretty cool. So, but Drew Galloway does win with a shotgun kick. Actually, that's what I'm calling it. I don't know what to call it. It's similar to Hideo Itami's shotgun kick. So, I like it. I was surprised he won with that instead of the Future Shock, but you know, you got to find other ways to win too. So I thought it was nice. Nice little change. And the schoolboy that Galloway used actually scared me a little bit because I thought they were going to end it right there, and I was like, you can't do this to me, TNA. Don't do it, please, TNA. I can't take it, But God, they didn't do that to me. Next we got EC3 on the way to the ring to fire Jeff Hardy. He says, tweet it, post it, Snapchat it, share it. Write it on $1 and then give it to the cashier, something. He wanted you to get it out any way possible. People do that. People write the stuff on the $1 and then they give it to the cashier, and then and then eventually because money goes around everywhere, you'll obviously see it. It's actually a good idea. I think that's going to be a new promotion for the Instant Classic Wrestling podcast. We're just going to put it on $1. And then every dollar we spend, we just give it to the cashier. It's gonna go everywhere, everywhere. It's a good idea. I think we should do it. But next we got Galloway backstage. I just thought it was a cool moment because he kind of showed some respect for the guys he was in there with. He's talking about how there was a reason those guys were part of Team TNA. He says, when I win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, it's not just for me; it's for all those who have a dream. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on those two things? Galloway backstage, EC3 tweeting it, posting it, writing it on $1, stapling it to a shoe and throwing it at somebody. However you got to share it, you do it.
Uh, do you actually think that the rich and powerful EC3 has ever seen a measly little $1? I don't think so. He does not carry anything lower than a 50. Okay? Come on now. Come on now. Uh, and then your next world heavyweight champion who is going to beat the defeatable, the breakable, and the downright mean EC. Why would you fire a guy with a kid? He has a kid. What kind of person are you? Uh, Moving on. Think about the children.
Alrighty. Next we got EC3 firing Jeff Hardy, maybe. EC3 says, "I am not a villain. I am the TNA World Heavyweight Champion." Just in case you didn't know, he's the champ. Darn it, he's the champ. He's the champ. So I haven't done it. It's just been a while since I've done it, so I had to do it. He says, "Jeff Hardy, you agreed to be my personal assistant. You made the deal. I have the power. Jeff Hardy, I'm going to give you one chance to come out to this ring and beg for your job." EC3 is the king of playing with the crowd right now, right? They were going with the what chance. EC3 would just, I'm what? Going what? To what? Give what? You what? I was like, man, dude, this dude is the king of just knowing how to play with the crowd. I like that he did that. I thought it was funny. But Jeff Hardy comes out. He says the creatures don't live in your reality. Um, he says we live in our own. If you want to fire me, go ahead, EC3. EC3 says the reality is that you will have no source of income, no one to create and inspire for these morons. The only thing keeping you employed with TNA Wrestling is me. I'm going to give you one chance to beg for your position here. EC3 says, and you also have to say, this little thing that I wrote for you. He says, EC3 says, "I, Jeffrey Nero Hardy, ye, ye in God mode, ye as the greatest professional wrestler alive." It was a lot of stuff. I was just like, he had to put some yees in there. Like, he had to put the yees in there. Jeff says, "I, Jeffrey Nero Hardy, will would like to say you can't fire me because I quit." He says, "You can have this. You can take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more." Any thoughts on Jeffrey Nero Hardy quitting, saying he's done, saying kaput, saying see ya, saying adios, saying peace out to EC3?
I went right. I went right on to Wikipedia. I did. And unfortunately, it only says that he storyline quit. So I was like, he's not going to go back to WWE yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that Mania match. I'm waiting. I'm curious to see what they do with this now. Usually when somebody quits or gets fired storyline wise, there's another power in the company that kind of brings them back and rehires them. I think Eric Bischoff did it once. Uh, so I'm waiting for kind of Dixie to come and you know and you talking to who we are in the middle of a show. A show. We are in the middle of a show right now, and you are talking to all kind of people right now, and they are not in the show. They are no. But anyway, I forgot what I lost my train of thought. I had lost my train of thought. Uh, yeah. So I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do with this. You know, maybe finally give Matt the title.
Maybe. That would be a good thing. So there we go. TNA Impact Wrestling for 9/23/2015. Man, the months are going by. We got like 2 weeks before Bound for Glory. That's exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, this is the only podcast that is always an instant classic. I always say that at the end because I think I forget it at the beginning. I think I said it this morning, this earlier on though. I
This
think,
morning.
yeah, this morning when I woke up, I was like, the only podcast that is all. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. But
That's
if you
how we
haven't
wake
already,
up. That's
oh
how
yeah,
we wake up.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I do not wake up with the New Day theme. I promise.
Yeah, you do.
I promise. But anyway, if you haven't already, push that subscribe button. It's a quick little click. All you gotta do is click it once. Don't click it twice, because that's just you just backtracking. We'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Press the button, like it, comment, whatever you gotta do. See you guys later. Peace.